Welcome to Authors Promotion Show, Authors Connection to Readers. I'm your host, Pantea Kalhor. Episode 4, Landed for Success with Kelly Chiasson best-selling author. Welcome to Author Promotion Show. I'm your host, Pantea Kalhor. All authors wish to publish their books and become bestseller. You write a book, then you think that, boom, I will sell 1 million copies, then you end up selling nothing, only to your friends and family and begging them to buy from you. Then you try to become bestseller and pay a lot for marketing, but again, nothing happens. There are other alternative ways to be a bestseller by being a co-author with a bestseller author who already knew the techniques and does all the marketing for you. I've been there in that shoes. And I tried my first book to publish and say, oh, I'm going to wait to see if I'm going to be bestseller, but then nothing happened. I know all the exhaustion for the authors because there are lots of techniques behind the best-selling book. And I think the best thing for being a bestseller is getting the exposure. And for getting this exposure is good to connect to people who do the marketing for you, and they have lots of live events and doing a lot of things for you. All right, now we have Kelly here. Kelly Chiasson, if I'm pronouncing you correctly.
Close enough. It works.
Yeah. She was born to empower and inspire. Her magnetic spirit makes her naturally inclusive and one of the most positive people I've ever met. She's insightful and has a powerful let's get this done. And she invests in her own personal development so she can serve others at the highest level. Okay, tell me about yourself more, and why did you pick up this book and doing lots of live Facebook and doing this for others?
Well, let's see. A bit about myself. So Eric and I, my husband Eric and I, we have been together 23 years, and we are raising 4 beautiful children, 17, 14, 12 in 2 days, and 11 in 20 days. So
Good for you.
thank you. But in that, I've always been a person of inspiration, a person very positive. I love impacting lives in big ways, in small ways, in medium ways, in any way. Since I was a little girl. It's very, very fun, and I enjoy it. I love having the ability to recognize that one of my biggest strengths is making other people's hearts happy and tuning into, and they are, and lots of people have these gifts, but recognizing that another gift of mine is having people feel a little better about themselves, or having shared space with me, that they're just a little bit better after having crossed paths with me. And that is something my parents would talk about since I was little, how important that is. If it's a smile, even if you say no words, it's with your eyes. It doesn't matter if you're passing someone in an airport, or if you're sitting and having an hour conversation or an interview like we're doing here. It's our responsibility to make sure that, however brief or however long, that it's just a little better than, the space is a little better than it was before you came into it. And that has inspired me over the years and over the months, in recent years and months, to take on a new journey in different collaborative spaces, which is now inclusive of being a co-author and helping other people achieve their dreams of being an author as well.
Great. You became bestseller before, right? What was the name of your book?
It's brand new. We just launched, our virtual launch was August 24th, and just got our physical copies last Monday. 30+1 Resilient Stories. And we are an international #1 bestseller. So it's fantastic. It's a lot of work, but it was very fun. And yeah, I am pleased to say that I am now a #1 best-selling author internationally, and that's amazing.
I read your book. I love it. Lots of great stories from different people. And then you know that even if you hit by trauma, because I'm PTSD specialist, and I know,
Wow.
yeah, if you hit by trauma, there is something behind it. It's not that you're paralyzed and you go deeply into depression. It may take some time to realize you have other talents to awaken, and you can create a lot of great success for yourself out of the depression and trauma. So I love those stories because I see a lot of people hit by trauma, and again it was like a electric shock. They get up and they do something amazing, something special. Yeah.
It's amazing how people, I mean, everyone has strengths and gifts, and then you find yourself in a circumstance or in an experience, and then when you come out of it on the other side, you, like you said, I love that you said that you're awakened, and that's exactly what it is, and you can be in awe of yourself. But what's interesting about I love discussing with people what it is, if you have thoughts of becoming an author. Because when you write your story, even though I felt good about my decisions specific to my story years ago, but even other authors, it's 31 different authors, 31 different stories. Going back and looking at it as it's been written, you're like, that's not somebody else you're reading about. That's yourself. Now that's amazing. There's a lot of empowerment in choosing to share your story to inspire and uplift others. And
Go ahead.
no, and that's it. And so it's natural that for me, in one of the collaborative spaces that I participate in and am on the executive team to help grow, that the authorship aspect of this platform, it's a natural fit so far. And it's amazing. It's enjoyable, and it stands to provide really unique opportunities for amazing discussions and conversations that I think in any other light you might not have that same level of discussion, because it's people's personal experiences, right? In wrapping up 30+1 Resilient Stories, the other platform that I'm helping grow with 3 other executive team members and the 2 co-founders, Landed for Success, we have a co-author opportunity on that platform. So it's fun to be taking the lead and working with Jay Acanthan and Mr. Gordon. So in that space, we have an amazing editor and we have an amazing team, and it's exciting.
When is the deadline?
Deadline for new authors to join us?
Yes.
I would say now. We have a few spots left. So for any of the viewers and people tuning in, if you would like to have an expanded conversation as to a co-authorship opportunity with Landed for Success, reach out to Pantea or myself, Kelly Chiasson, and happy to set that up and hop on a Zoom with you or a call and discuss the details with you. Landed for Success is an amazing platform. We have an incredible team of individuals that are working around the clock to really just provide a space for professionals and business entrepreneurial men and women, aspiring or established alike, to come and network, grow who they are personally and professionally with confidence and with integrity, and be able to participate in a number of different aspects within our platform. And we really have a lot of amazing things going on with Landed for Success. And I would say, yeah, reach out. Let's have a conversation.
You know, this is great because I remember the one empowering women to succeed. I didn't see you there. You haven't been there yet. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that series of those series of books was amazing. And I had the opportunity to connect with a lot of people, especially Gordon Sue. He is amazing. He has
He is.
lots of connections and he has lots of followers. That's what you need to get exposure. Because what I feel as author, everybody say, okay, I'm going to get a lot of attention. I sell my book, but nobody knows you yet. You know, it's so difficult to sell a book, million copy books. And I'm not saying you're going to sell a lot, like million copy books right now, but still with yourself alone, you need lots of followers, and it's not going to be possible unless you connect to a lot of people and have lots of exposure. When I joined Empowering Women to Succeed, what happened to me was every upcoming events after it, seeing a lot of amazing people. And then Gordon Sue was so supportive. I asked for help for my book, for my own book. And he said, that's not a problem. I help you. And we went on a Facebook Live. One day I became bestseller in a day. You can't believe it, in Canada. And then I've done a lot of marketing for US and I got some exposure. Then I got bestseller there too. But for Canada was so easy because Gordon Sue was there. And really, because he's connected to many people, many people.
All over the world.
Amazing. He's very supportive and yeah, and he is very action oriented. Let's do it now.
Yes, he's a do now.
Yeah. And that's actually what you need. The good thing about your bio was that you said, we are here to lift each other up.
Yes.
Because nobody can be successful alone. Our success rely on other people, helping other people, get help from them. And don't worry, you can get help from others. You just have to ask for help. And I really recommend to be co-author. Starts your authorship by co-authoring, because that helps you to get lots of attention, lots of exposure. You're going to have lots of interviews and you're going to be introduced to a lot of good people. And that's the essence of being successful as entrepreneur.
Yes.
Yes.
I have a quote that I've used it for years. It's my quote, and it's, anyone can go alone, but no one can grow alone. And that's how we're raising our 4 kids with that same thought process. Is there are certain things you can do by yourself that contributes to the group, but you cannot grow to your best version of yourself if you have a solo mindset. When we lift others up, we lift up ourselves.
And another good thing for co-authoring, because I have I've been there, I know. In the beginning, you don't know about the editor. I was introduced to really great editor. She was really careful what she's doing. She was one of the professionals I've ever seen, like one of the great professionals in editing. Because I gave my book for editing to someone else before her. And what happened, Um, Again, I had to pay for more edit because I got lots of reviews that there are some errors in your book, and I was so upset because I had to double pay to someone else to do the editing for me, you know? So there are lots of do and don'ts in authorship. When you join to some group and networking, you learn and understand how this process working.
That's right.
Other than that, it's so difficult to do it alone. It's not impossible. You can do it alone, but it takes forever. because you have to learn the technique, you have to pay a lot for learning, you know. And what do you want to get from being the bestseller? Maybe this is not financial aspect of it. What I just realized, best selling give you a lot of authority to do other things, an authority in your business, grow with your authority, and then you will be known to do other things.
That's right.
Yes.
Can I ask? When you did your when you were a co-author, what was your favorite part of it?
Lives, Facebook lives, because it was very collaborative. I could see a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And those days it was not COVID, and we had event. And that was the first time I saw myself on the stage. I could speak there as a speaker. And then it inspired me to do it myself because I learned so many things from them. So I think one-time co-authoring give you a lot of shortcuts. So you learn what to do, because there are lots of good vibration with authors and excitement that you're gonna publish your book. You see your book as bestseller. These are great. And another part of it is expense, because if you're gonna do it yourself as bestseller, to be honest, you have to pay a lot of money for editing. Editing itself, the professional editing, is up to $2,000. And then you have to pay a lot for marketing on the day of launch. Is not easy. And then another thing, the author make a mistake. They have a content and they make, like, they do lots of work around it to create it, and then they have the momentum to publish it. And that's a big mistake, because they want to have lots of great results after publishing without any advertising before that. So nobody knows you. Nobody knows you about your book. Only your friends, families, you know. And then you publish your book with the content. Oh, I have this book. That's not, like, it's too late. It's too late to have your book that time. So you need a lot of preparation. I know you've done this for a long time, right? How long before having this book written, published, actually, you do advertisement?
We started advertising for it really from pretty much the beginning of 2020.
See?
So
It's
it
more
was,
than 6 months, right?
and that was, there was, and that was, there, it was, I would say, we were marketing back then. And then it was probably about springtime when we really picked it up, started doing interviews with the authors, and then just really expanded how we were, putting ourselves in front of everybody so that the word was out. And then you just ramp it up. But it goes back to what you were saying. If someone was doing that on their own, it's a great idea. People have asked me, and your experience, your own experience in a collaborative project, the difference is because you have the efforts. It's kind of like, I'd rather have the efforts of 100 than 100% of the efforts of myself, right? Of my own efforts. You get a lot further when you come together with people. So I've had individuals come and ask me, well, I have material for my own book. Why would I consider a co-authorship?
That's the
Well,
point.
how, right. But it's great that they asked. And it's so, I mean, they're, whatever there's a couple that have said, okay, yeah, the co-authorship for them makes sense. Another individual, it did not make sense for, and that's okay. But it's often in discussing with our editor, just because I like to kind of pick things apart and have an understanding. And in her experience, people that want to do their own books, a co-authorship is a great, as you had mentioned, it's a great foot in the door because it invites you into the process. So you see how everything goes.
Exactly.
It, rather than a solo book, which that timeline is sits at about a year, a collaborative effort, that is typically a condensed time frame. So you're able to have the experience. It's not a year. It's typically more friendly on your wallet. And two, you're benefiting from the collaborative exposure of everybody,
Exactly.
not just
Exactly.
yourself.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
there's a lot of value in that. So then if you took a co-authorship experience, use that to really take your brand, your name, however you're building yourself, and jump into a collaboration and use that to really launch you so that then you've got exposure, you're out in front of everybody in a different light, and you'll have a little bit stronger hold should you want to go to something solo from that point. Maybe you'll want to continue in a collaborative effort because the experience really just complemented who you are to a degree that you didn't think that you would. So, I don't know.
Yes, because first you think that, oh, I have to pay this amount of money to people to do my book, to collaborate with them actually. First thing I tell you, you have to pay for editing, you have to pay for marketing. If you add them up, it's gonna be too much more than you do for the collaborating. And another thing is you are very inexperienced in this process. You don't know about the technique. You don't know which categories you have to choose, what you have to do. Is not only the content.
Something else you mentioned too, which I'm going to piggyback off of and highlight, is Gordon So is an amazing gentleman to be working with. And it's like you said, the exposure and partnering, choosing to work with people who know how to market and have the connections and the network to get the exposure working in your favor. Mr. Gordon So, another thing that's great about him is he has an amazing network, but he also has a history of helping hundreds, not just a couple. He's helped hundreds, literally, and hundreds more of individuals become international authors, international bestsellers, #1 best-selling authors, #1 best-selling international authors. He has the documentation, right? So it's not just, okay, find someone who has a massive network. Find and do your due diligence and homework and look at who actually is on the team behind the project that you're considering. And our editor for Landed for Success, she's been doing this for 10 years. She's a multiple international best-selling author. She's been acknowledged and recognized for her ghostwriting and editing efforts. Gordon has helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people become all of the things that I just mentioned. In addition to, he is a master connector, he is a master entrepreneur. So when you're looking at a team, then there's myself, and we have JJ Acanthan and Samantha Glass. When you look at the individuals coming together to really pull all the pieces together to make it an amazing experience, and there's other collaborative projects that have amazing teams, but we're talking about our team in Landed for Success. We have an amazing team of people, and we're very, very well positioned to have the same success that other collaborations have had. We don't guarantee it, but we're positioned to do it, and we have done it. So
Mhm.
we have what it takes to repeat that.
Exactly. Positioning is so important. 'Cause I've been there. I suffered a lot. I'm telling you, Kelly, I'm not joking. I
It's
suffered
not
for
funny.
like two years to learn about the techniques. Is you have to struggle a lot to be known as an author. But as soon as you are co-authoring with a very well-known team, first of all, you get the best-selling author, international best-selling author title. And second, you learn the technique. Third, you have the network forever. Like, it's not that you become the bestseller and they say bye bye, we're gone. I'm telling you, this is real, because after Gordon, I had lots of connections. Even him, you, a lot of people, very beautiful people around them. And I have lots of Facebook Live. So they are so supportive, very great community, very great connections. And I always recommend all authors start from co-authoring, because that's, as she said, is the first thing, like first thing that open all opportunities for you. And no, we have COVID. It's great on one hand, because that's a virtual networking. All of you can attend and collaborate. Those days we had nice events. We had lots of great dinner and lunch the whole day. Whole day event. And I really enjoy that, because it was like face to face talking with great people. And I found uh, photographers, producers, videographers, a lot of amazing and professional people out of that event. So you see, it's not only being a bestseller, it's just a great opportunity to connect with others. And another thing is, you don't need to write the whole book. This is only one chapter, so it doesn't take forever. If you have author blocker in you, then you
Right?
don't need. And they have ghost writing, right? As
Yes.
you had it, so you don't need to write yourself your book yourself. You just record your voice or talk about your story, and then your story gonna be written with a professional, and you're gonna be a
Right.
bestseller, because you just want to share your nice message. And I found some of this message right now. I'm doing a lot of interviews and podcasts with people with great minds who were hit with traumas and then get up successfully and are very happy doing their business right now. So I know how it takes to be a bestseller, to be an author. And if you have, as I said, a message valuable to share with someone, so do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. And I like that you said, you don't have to write the whole book. A
Yeah.
co-authorship, when it's then, oh, it's not the whole book, it's a chapter. It's extremely digestible for a lot of people, and
Yes.
it's not as overwhelming. And that is a good thing.
Those days, I had this opportunity to talk with the editor. I'm not sure if the same editor worked with this project, but the editor I worked was Deborah Fernandez, and she was amazing. She talked to me about my book. She replaced words, and she closely worked with authors. So then I realized, oh, that's the difference between another editor and her. You can edit a book in 72 hours, just go with the grammatical things, syntax, and all the softwares can do it for you. You see, softwares these days is so easy, Pro Writing Aid or Grammarly, but this is not enough, especially as someone as me, second language. You don't know how to use some words. Some words can be substituted with other words. So that's what I mean. Like it's a very collaborative and nice cooperation with them. Thank you so much, Kelly. I'm so happy. I got a lot of energy from you. Hopefully, you can close this project soon. And when is the launch time?
We are looking to launch the beginning. Our virtual launch will be the beginning of March.
Oh, so you have lots of time. But I'm not saying a lot of time because I know editing takes time.
Well, we'll have we'll have a little over 20 authors in the book in total, and we have a few spots left. So anyways, that's where we're at. And if anyone is interested, yes, I would love to have a conversation and let you in on the details and see if it's something that complements what you are currently doing or what you're looking to do.
Thank you so much. And
it was a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
I got lots of energy from you, and you transfer all energy to me. I feel great.
Amazing. It works out good then.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.
Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and get notification for new interviews, and pre-order my book Naturally Conceived through Amazon. Get pregnant by unleashing your reproduction power.